Hi, this is Indranil and you are watching Business Bites in our channel The Spotlight, India's first online business news channel. In today's Business Bites, first news we have Bajaj Auto is set to have a majority stake in Austrian motorcycle manufacturer KTM in a deal value of 7,800 crore. Second news we have Tata Play's loss increased by 44% to 510 crore because of rising OTT trend and DD free dish by Prasar Bharati. Third news we have urban mobility startup Rapido's gross order value jumped more than double in financial year 2025 to 1.25 billion US dollar. Fourth news we have Google backed InMobi Group to double their investment in AI commerce platform Glance AI with 1,720 crore. And fifth news we have after the acquisition of I/O by Sam Altman's OpenAI, it's a pressure on Apple to focus on innovation. In first news, Bajaj Auto is set to have a majority stake in Austrian motorcycle manufacturer KTM in a deal value of 800 million euros, that is about 7,800 crore. The Pune-based motorcycle and three-wheeler maker Bajaj Auto began their partnership with KTM in 2007, initially with a 14.5% stake, where Bajaj Auto currently has a 37.5% holding indirectly, where they co-develops and manufactures KTM bikes at its Chakan facility, which are sold in India and exported to 80 countries. When this move is part of a comprehensive strategy to revive KTM's operations and reposition the brand for global growth. The acquisition will be executed through Bajaj Auto International Holding BV, which is the company's wholly owned Netherlands-based subsidiary, which currently holds a 49.9% stake in PRR Bajaj AG, which is a joint venture with Austrian entrepreneur Stefan PRR, where PRR Bajaj AG in turn owns about 75% of PRR Mobility AG, which is the listed parent of KTM AG. In the present 800 million euro package, 200 million euro already infused over the past year as shareholder debt and a fresh commitment of 600 million euro to fund KTM's ongoing debt restructuring. Of this, 450 million euro will be provided as a secure term loan to KTM AG, while 150 million euro will be channeled via convertible bond through PRR Bajaj AG and PRR Mobility AG. Upon completion of this deal, Bajaj Auto will gain a controlling stake in PRR Bajaj AG, which will be giving it operational control over KTM's global business, when the Rajiv Bajaj-led company plans to overhaul the unit's governance structure, restart production and deepen its joint development initiatives, especially in India where the KTM bikes are developed and made. With this move, Bajaj Auto aims to position itself as a global leader in performance motorcycle and steer KTM through a critical turnaround. In second news, Tata Play's loss increased by 44% to 510 crore because of rising OTT trend and DD free dish by Prasar Bharati. Tata Play, the direct-to-home, that is DTH television service jointly owned by Tata Sons with a 70% stake and Walt Disney with 30%, when last year Tata Sons acquired a 10% stake in Tata Play from Temasek for 100 million US dollar, valuing the DTH firm at 1 billion US dollar, which was down significantly from its pre-COVID-19 peak target valuation of 3 billion US dollar. And they has reported a wider consolidated net loss of 510 crore for 2024-25 period, which is a 44% increase from 354 crore in the previous year loss. The company also recorded a 5.5% decline in total revenue to 4,082 crore from 4,305 crore, and they had been in talks with Bharti Airtel to merge with their DTH arm Bharti Telemedia. However, the merger discussion were terminated owing to the lack of a satisfactory resolution. Currently, Tata Play's subscriber base has fallen to 18 million from a peak of 23 million, and this decline in subscribers is driven by mounting competition from DD free dish operated by Prasar Bharati and the increasing popularity of digital entertainment platforms, particularly over the top, that is OTT services. However, Media Partners Asia had earlier reported that pay TV industry gained 3.5 million net paid subscribers in 2025 amid cricket content moving behind paywalls even as competition from DD Free Dish and OTT continues at their own pace. While DTH revenues have declined and the impact is expected to be partially offset by growing earning from Tata Play's broadband business and its OTT platform Tata Play Binge. In third news, urban mobility startup Rapido's gross order value jumped more than double in financial year 2025 to 1.25 billion US dollar. However, this 2.5 times jump from the 500 million US dollar gross order value in financial year 2024 has come with the company drifting further from profitability, increasing its cash burn in recent months as the company is fulfilling 3 to 3.5 million orders per day across its different platforms, which are 2, 3, 4-wheelers and hyperlocal logistics, but this has come at the cost of deviation from its path to profitability. Presently, across ride-hailing form factors, Rapido has captured about 40% market share, while in the four-wheeler segment especially, it has taken out Ola's share. And when Rapido started four-wheeler ride-hailing in December 2023 and in January this year, they were looking to expand their services to 500 cities across India. Rapido's monthly cash burn touched 4 to 5 million US dollar, that is around 40 to 45 crore in 2025, which is creating a pressure over last year's effort in reducing losses, when during the July to September 2024 quarter, the company had narrowed its losses to 17 crore from 74 crore in the same period a year ago. According to the company, the burn is likely to increase further as Rapido steps up customer acquisition in ride-hailing, when last year the Bangalore-based company raised 200 million US dollar in a funding round led by Westbridge Capital at a valuation of 1.1 billion US dollar, which was followed by a 30 million US dollar investment from Dutch investor Proces in February this year. And with this fresh capital, Rapido is now focusing more into grabbing the market share as early as possible. In fourth news, Google backed InMobi Group to double their investment in AI commerce platform Glance AI with 1,720 crore. The Google-backed InMobi Group is doubling down on artificial intelligence with a 200 million US dollar, which is about 1,720 crore investment in AI commerce platform Glance AI and generative AI ad tech stack, as they are preparing to list on the Indian stock market soon. InMobi, which was co-founded by Mr. Naveen Tiwari, is presently having two big bets on AI, where one is Glance AI, which is already out, and the Gen AI ad stack that will be out by the end of this year, when the company is looking to invest another few hundred millions on the AI commerce platform, which is launching across 140 countries including India and the US. Glance AI was developed in partnership with Google, which is one of the key investors in the firm with a 10% stake. Glance has so far raised 390 million US dollar at a 1.7 billion US dollar valuation, where InMobi, which owns 50.5% in Glance, has raised 266 million US dollar and counts SoftBank as its largest investor, as the company is already planning to come with their IPO soon, and for that process to accelerate, they will begin the process of re-domiciling from Singapore to India before preparation for the India listing later this year or early next year. InMobi has reported a revenue of 268 million US dollar with a profit of 42 million US dollar in the financial year 2022-2023, where Glance's revenue stood at 38.7 million US dollar with a loss of 130 million US dollar. While the model is intuitive and can bring down the returns, competition is heating up in that segment, where, for instance, Google has launched AI mode in shopping that allows users to try on clothes virtually by using a selfie, similar to Glance AI, which raises questions about the company's competitive advantage. And in fifth news, after the acquisition of I/O by Sam Altman's OpenAI, it is a pressure on Apple to focus on innovation. British-American designer Johnny Ive, famed for designing Apple's most prominent products, is now entering an expansive tie-up with OpenAI as it ventures into AI hardware. The ChatGPT maker announced its acquisition of Eve's startup IO for a 6.4 billion US dollar in an all-equity deal. And by working closely with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Eve seeks to pioneer the next generation of technology for the AI-first world we are entering. Johnny Ive was a consumer tech design pioneer and was instrumental in creating Apple's most iconic designs from the iPhone to the iPad and the MacBook. Eve joined Apple in 1992 and became the senior vice president of industrial design by the late 1990s under Apple founder Steve Jobs. He was the company's chief design officer from 2015 to 2019, and after leaving Apple in 2019, Eve established Love From, a creative collective that has worked with companies like Ferrari and Airbnb as well as OpenAI. Johnny Ive's Love From had been working with OpenAI behind the scenes from about 2 years. Meanwhile, Eve co-founded device startup IO last year with other former Apple designers Scott Cannon, Evan Hanke, and Tang Tam, when IO is having a team of around 55 engineers, scientists, researchers, physicists, and product development specialists, and the startup is now merging with OpenAI to create AI-powered consumer devices where Love From and Eve will spearhead creative responsibilities across OpenAI and IO. Sam Altman and Johnny Ive are collaborating with the mission of figuring out how to create a family of devices that would let people use AI to create all sorts of wonderful things, where the collaboration's work will be made public next year as the first product prototype is in the works and being tested by Altman, which has captured their imagination. And this partnership puts OpenAI in direct competition with Apple in the consumer devices space. So these were the top 5 business newses from Business Bytes in our channel The Spotlight, India's first online business news channel. I would like to request you to please subscribe this channel so that you can have all the updates from our end. Thank you very much for watching Business Bytes and signing it off.